Hey, welcome to ShingiDoesAThing. Today the thing I'll be doing is playing Risk of Rain on the hardest difficulty as a Mercenary, which is a purely melee character that I don't particularly enjoy. Now, if you don't know anything about Risk of Rain, you're probably asking a couple of questions. First and foremost, why are you playing a character you don't like on the hardest difficulty? Well, to answer your question, the game has a series of unlockable items that you can get to by basically accomplishing certain feats, and one of those is beating the game on Monsoon difficulty, the highest one, as the Mercenary. It's a really good item, and I'm doing this so that whenever I have to stream the game on a charity stream next Tuesday, we'll actually have that item available because it's really good and it makes the game pretty fun. You'll notice down here I've got a list of artifacts, which have different effects that change gameplay up a little bit. And I've got one of those activated. It's called Glass. You deal 500% damage, but have 10% health. Second part is a little bit hindering, but the damage is really helpful, and that'll be really good because I'll be doing this solo, which means as a melee character, I won't have anyone to basically draw aggro for me. So it's going to be all me. This is to make it a little bit difficult while still being a little bit interesting. Otherwise I'd turn command on and just get a bunch of items that increase my health and then basically win. So here goes. Dried Lake is kind of not an amazing level for the first one. It will be short, but that also means I probably won't have the opportunity to get as many items. As you can see down there, I've already got quite a few enemies spawned. That should allow me to get this item pretty quickly. There we go. Spike strips, not very good. Some people would argue it's actually pretty terrible, but that's not me. Also, another reason I'm playing tonight is a different way to prepare for that stream, and that I need to work on my improv skills a little bit. It's a little bit easier for me to do that with other people around, but I figure if I'm the only one actually giving myself basically prompts to talk off of, I'll do even better there. And I also don't have anything to drink with me, foolishly enough. So my voice will probably give out probably about halfway through this if previous excursions have been any indication. Now, for those hypothetical people out there who haven't played this yet, I know there's a bunch of them, but I don't see why you would look for a Risk of Rain video without having played the game before, but if you did, I mean, that's awesome. And if I'm your first little exposure to this game, I am quite honored, because I really love this game. I definitely suggest it to anyone. Well, anyone who has an interest in slightly difficult games that are also really fun and really rewarding whenever you finally learn how to really utilize a character that you enjoy. Unlike me with the Mercenary, and I really don't enjoy using Mercenary, but that's probably old hat by now. Alright, so you'll notice I activated a teleporter, and now I've got countdown running on me. That's just a countdown till basically I can finally leave the level. That was a mistake, and didn't punish too hard. Oh, and disappear. So that's basically the key to victory, is this guy. He's got a lot of moves that give him invulnerability, and you have to kind of abuse that. There we go. And I got a really good item. So if you look down in the corner, that's my list of items that I currently have, and the one that I just got is called Burning Witness. It's actually a legendary drop, so I consider myself pretty lucky to have it. What it does is every time you kill an enemy, it refreshes, and it gives you, let's see, faster movement speed, and also you'll notice that I'm generating flames on the ground. So that's basically damage over time. So it's a pretty good item, all things considered. Of course, the problem with it is that it's increasing my damage output, but not my health. So if I don't get any health items, and I play particularly badly, the game will not be very forgiving. And that's a champion. So, like most role-playing games, they have champion versions of enemies that are palette swapped. And each of them in this one have a specific kind of bonus. You'll notice the blue one is giving off electricity. So, yeah, it basically has area of effect around it. And that is a good item for a melee class. So when I touch someone, notice he's now got the toxic centipede. Now, I'm going to need to take this guy out pretty quickly because he has that shocking effect around him, which I could get from an item, and that would be really nice. Because anything that deals damage to things that are close to me is going to be very helpful. Especially considering I've got the Burning Witness. So that's already latent DOT. And spiked strips means that whenever I get hit, still not going to be a good thing, but it'll slow enemies around me, and that means it'll keep them in that fire. Oh, that's a good one. So Will-o'-the-Wisp explodes enemies sometimes. And of note, I'm going to use Binding of Isaac as an example. So Binding of Isaac, you get basically one copy of an item. And hold on, I've got a message. You get one copy of an item and then you never see it again, except under certain conditions. But in this one you can actually get several copies of the same items. And they stack. So I think the way what was it? Will-o'-the-Wisp? Yeah. I think the way Will-o'-the-Wisp stacks is that it gives an increased chance to explode. And I'm not sure how Burning Witness stacks, but I know Toxic Centipede increases damage. Now, if you look up in the top corner, you'll see that little ever-increasing timer. So one of the things that makes Risk of Rain unique is that it has that timer, and as the game carries on, it will actually increase the difficulty. So you kind of have to find a really good kind of balance between. Oh, and I died. That was an alright item from him. Yeah, I shouldn't talk, read, and play at the same time. So let me pause this for a second. Yes, I know this is very, very very unprofessional, but you'll probably see a lot of that from me. So this is the other option for first level. Risk of Rain doesn't have random levels per se, but it has basically 2 level sets for each phase of the game, essentially. And those are randomly selected, and of those 2 level sets, I think there are 2 or 3 presets. Yeah, 2 or 3 presets of the level. So you tend to get a little bit of variation, but after you've played for a while, like I have, you start to notice, you know, essentially what level you're on. And what I just did there was, I was canceling my fall damage a little bit. Because fall damage can be kinda nasty, but if you've got a teleportation ability or a dash ability, you can actually change your, essentially your, momentum from downwards to sideways. Which cancels a lot of the damage that you would normally take. And there's my teleporter. Probably not good that... Oh, here's the Magma Worm again. Now, it kind of looks like, there isn't much variety in bosses, but there are actually, I think... Yeah, no. There are 3 bosses for the first level set. They can show up in later levels, but each successive set of levels, excuse me, adds new bosses to the pool, and sometimes the ones from earlier stages won't spawn anywhere near as often. I'm just gonna wait for this guy to hit me and take him out. So yeah, this game, it's one of those interesting games where the storytelling isn't obvious at all. It's mostly told through monster logs that you can pick up. They drop randomly throughout the levels, and the only real bearing they have on the game is that one of the characters, my favorite character in fact, is kind of locked behind a challenge that involves getting 15 monster logs. And they're all really interesting to read. Excellent flavor text for the game in general. And whenever you pick up a new item, it actually unlocks the item in the item log, which is similar to the monster log, and gives you a little flavor text for that. So that's fun. I like this sort of emergent storytelling that games have been doing a little bit more often nowadays. Like they used to do it back in the day, and that was bad. Used to do it a lot back in the day because, you know, you just didn't have room for all the cutscenes and stuff on cartridges and whatnot. But I kind of like that it's coming back, and coming back in a good way. Because rather than like one or two word item descriptions and whatnot, it's, you know, it's its own full entry. So it doesn't get in the way of the gameplay, which is in this game very crisp and satisfying. So here you'll see. Okay, I'm just gonna avoid him. Oh, interesting. On Monsoon difficulty, he doesn't have hit markers for where those little explosive shots are gonna hit. On the other difficulties, he actually does. So you get pretty good warning for where that's gonna happen. And Brilliant Behemoth is a great item. So you'll notice the bar of items down there, or bar of skills down there. Yeah, Brilliant Behemoth should definitely make this a little bit more easy on me. So if you've played a game such as League of Legends or Dota, it's kind of like the skills system in MOBA. Can I? Nope. Oh man, that timing. Let's see. Oh, foreign fruit's pretty good. That's a heal. Anyway, so my fourth skill, which in League would kind of be your ult. No, it would exactly be your ult, in fact. But your fourth skill tends to be your most powerful, and on this character it's a little bit different because it's not, it doesn't have a really crazy cooldown. But, in this guy's case, it actually hits 6 times in total. So, actually, very dangerous thing to have around, especially with Brilliant Behemoth, which on every hit creates a little area of effect explosion. So you'll notice that I'm making things go boom right now. Always fun. Let's get through these guys. So that's a pretty common combo. I kind of screwed it up there, though. Let's see. So those goggles I got earlier, those are the lens makers. Glasses, I think they're called. I don't know. I call them crit goggles because they give you a chance to do double damage on hit. Very, very helpful. And what I should be doing at this point is getting out of here, but I really want to go back up top to that chest that cost that'll cost me $50 to get into. Here we go. Because it's more likely to pay out with a good item. So it's got a, I want to say Diablo sort of loot system where white is your common rarity, and then green is, I don't know, uncommon. I don't know the technical terms for it. I don't even know if Risk of Rain has technical terms, but Yeah, it kind of does, because the Brilliant Behemoth down there, that is a, I think, rare, I want to say. And the eye item that I got in the last run was a legendary. And the legendaries tend to only drop from bosses. Yeah. I want to say they only drop from bosses. Could be completely off base there. But, right, and these things right here are shrines. You can pray to those, and there's a chance that they'll pay out with an item, but there's a pretty good chance they won't either. And this is an imp shrine. Might be worth it. 20. Hit that guy. And they're stuck in a corner. Perfect. I'm sorry. Fire shield is a decent item. Take out him. And get these last three. So you'll see that my difficulty just increased. Rusty Blade is good. Gives you basically a bleed effect on occasion. Nice when it procs. And even though I've increased the difficulty to medium by kind of faffing about over there, I don't know, I'd say it's worth it for the items that I got. Go ahead and activate the teleporter and land on boss, basically. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. It says it is... Oh! And Heaven Cracker. I was actually going to mention this item briefly. Oh! Wow. So yeah, that basically gave me a ranged attack that would pierce everything on the screen, and while trying to demonstrate it, I died horribly. Okay, so a bunch of 25 chests up here. If I don't have to come back here, I won't. Which probably won't. I can ignore these Lemurians right now. So yeah, as you can probably see, Mercenary, not my strong suit. But, actually I will have to come up here. It looks like all the items are congregated right there. Unless I find a good 50 chests. Nope, 25. So I'm going to be staying on this side of the map, I'm assuming. Yeah, I see you, Mr. Jellyfish. Kind of hoping for a Colossus on this one. Magworm again. The luck. Dodge right through him. We take damage on his creep. And Infusion, wonderful item. Permanently increases your health. Good to get early on. Now, I tried to make this video a couple of days ago but I was in a similar sort of slump. And when I was doing that, I was kind of going with an unwritten rule that I would only take 2 infusions if they showed up. But considering how terribly these runs have been going, I think I'm going to take any infusion I can get, including that very, very, very lucky first one. So yeah, from here on out, my health is just going to kind of build up. And I probably wasted the Unstable Watch there. It basically gives me some time freeze. I probably wasted it using it there, but I don't know. Close quarters with those guys, they only have a melee attack. Seemed like it could go wrong. Oh jeez. Golden Gun. It's a pretty fun little item. Basically, as you collect more gold, you do bonus damage. Which, as Mercenary, is pretty good. Because I could use the bonus damage on top of what I've already got. So this will kind of prioritize me not using a whole lot of gold. But I will still do it if I find a 50 chest somewhere. Now this guy, I think he just has increased attack speed. But yeah, as you can see, my health is going kind of crazy right now. He's up there. Let's see. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go back up to that top corner and grab a couple of those, must be a jellyfish. I think I'm going to go up to the top corner and grab a couple of those 25 chests. Let the jellyfish kind of intercept me. So So yeah, you'll have to forgive my commentary if it gets a little dull. I do work 5 days a week, and this is Wednesday for me. If this goes online, it'll probably be online on Thursday. Considering how early I got in Fusion, maybe this one's looking up. Not to count my chickens before they hatch. Barbed wire? Pretty good. It's a small little area of effect pain causer. A lot of white items on this one, but they're actually pretty good for a melee build, and this is excellent. Bundle of fireworks is fun. Whenever I open a chest or a one of those little loot chests that gives me a little bit of gold and some experience, it'll actually fire off a bundle of, it says fireworks, but they're more like heat-seeking missiles. Very, very nice. I hit this up. Goat hoof, there we go. And now I don't have to worry about that guy. Perfect. That might have been a Lemurian. Could have taken him out and ended this a lot sooner, actually. So, one interesting little quirk of the stopwatch is that I can actually use it during the, 72 HP. I'm gonna do it. I shouldn't have done it. But, if you use it during the countdown for the teleporter, hold on, let me pause. Take off my outer shirt here. Alright. If you use it during the countdown, your enemies will stop spawning, but the timer will still run. So, gives you a little bit of leeway there. I'm just gonna ignore those guys for now. They're probably not worth taking on. And I do need to come back across here, because there are some decently cheap chests. Hopefully those kill something, because they will go across basically the entire level and just find something to destroy. Case in point. That's why I like fireworks. And in fact, anything that shoots off missiles. I don't know what was up with that guy. He was just sitting there waiting to get killed. Alright, do I want to go up and across, or through the middle? It's actually a kind of tough choice for me. I'm just going to ignore that cluster of kind of crap items. Only one of those was like semi-worth it. And I'm just going to go ahead and take another 72 health hit. Ah, jeez. Usually pay out. So yeah, because my health is so low, I can't actually hit that more than once. So, if the teleporter isn't down here, I'm actually going to feel pretty silly. That means I wasted a little bit of time. Oh. Wow. Okay. So, up and around I go. So yeah, there are a few optimal ways to take on these levels. Typically, if you spawn close to a, I call them terminal, just basically an endpoint where you know the level has to end because you know you're familiar with the layout. Spawn close to a terminal, it's best to check everywhere up there, like in the top corner, for example. And then check the bottom corner, or you can go across the top if the map allows it. So yeah, this is definitely going to be way over here. Ooh, so I'm going to go across the bottom after I activate the teleporter and just kind of ignore this area. Yep, here it is. And I'm going to get rid of a lot of my damage for thallium. Excellent. Yep, I'm going to ignore this guy for now because he can very easily get me killed. Yep. You can see right there. Oh man, I forgot that. Yeah, you can see right there, it actually, the timer counts down, but pardon me. The teleport timer counts down, but the enemies stop spawning. Very helpful. Now, the way the game works, it has it's similar to Left 4 Dead. The name of it, in fact, it has the director, they call it. It basically builds up points. If it has enough points for a certain enemy type, it'll spawn that, and each enemy type has different point values assigned to it. Just like you would expect in a card game, for example. Take these guys out. Yeah, they all have different point values assigned to them, and director can basically spend additional... I'm just gonna hit this one more time. Take these guys out while they're knocked out. It can spend additional points to spawn an enemy as a champion. Oh, and there's Thallium proccing. So what that does is it slows down enemies. Hit that. Kinda get through this. So I touched on it earlier, but I am playing a little bit unoptimally. So usually what you want to do is use your fourth skill coming into a group of enemies, and then hit your second skill, Whirlwind. Now, single enemies change up the pattern a little bit, but you want to hit your second skill after your fourth, and then hit your third skill, which is a dash through an entire group essentially. Turn yourself around, dash again, turn yourself around, dash a third time, because the basically it recharges every time you hit an enemy, up to 3 times. Otherwise you can chain it indefinitely. So I did that a little not optimally. There's the Thallium again. Tough times, and decrease my incoming damage. Wonderful. Alright, I've got 6 enemies left. Pretty good fight against the Wisp there. I don't think I took any damage until he spawned the little guys with him. I can't do anything about that. Red Whip I will take. I might take that question mark, depending on how my money looks at the end of this level. Actually, no, I definitely will take it right now. Let's see, Monster Tooth, heal after kill. Pretty good. Nothing to write home about at all, but still, it's not detrimental to my build, so I'll take it. Alright, one guy left. Dash and Whirlwind. Alright, and I'm gonna go up and around to get back there, and since I have the Red Whip, what that does is increase my speed outside of combat, which, as you can probably guess, is helpful. I'm not gonna take that. So that's a use item. They have different recharge rates on them. Hit this 2 times. Wow, not worth. But outside of combat, it increases speed. Unfortunately, your any dash skill, or any activated skill, in fact, counts as being in combat, so you slow down for a few seconds until it reactivates. So it's probably actually a little bit more efficient to just run and not dash. Especially as this character, because every other character with a dash skill, it doesn't stop them at the end of their dash, which I'll demonstrate up here what that means for this guy. So didn't really help myself too much on that level, but notice that pause right at the end. All the other characters with a dash don't have that, and coming over here was useless, except... nope. Experience. And fire-ups and fireworks, you know. Gotta increase your morale a little bit. So I like where the health is at right now. It's not too much of a glass cannon, but still a little bit risky, so should still be fun to watch. Hopefully that takes that guy out. I kinda doubted it, but you know what? I'm glad I was wrong. These guys are tough, as you can probably see. There we go. You'll notice that I'm ignoring the, those things lying on the ground that cost money. Those are drones. Might actually be good for Mercenary because that does give me a sort of ranged attack. So I can get to the secret level up here. Can I? I think so. Pretty sure there's a secret level. There we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to activate, or you have to qualify for level ending to get in there. But you know what? I have enough to open this. Alright, and that was worth it. Rusty Jetpack is a great item. Gives me a little bit of extra verticality, which kind of stacks pretty well with my speed up from my Red Whip. And I'm gonna go back up and take these guys out with the stopwatch. So that I can get enough gold, hopefully. Did I? Nope, not quite. And there we go. Okay. Yeah. Get enough gold to open up that chest down there. Which will hopefully give me yep, decent item. Drop more gold. Perfect. Goes really well. Oh man, teleporter so soon. That's dangerous. If I get it free, that could be fun. Let's see, who are you? Yep, called it. Alright, so in this case, I am not looking forward to fighting this Phantasm. Basically what amounts to a boss version of a common enemy. So here's this guy. He's basically a big demon who puts up walls that I can't get past. Not very good for a melee character, but pause time. I get some free hits on him. And for some reason, I keep thinking I have Brilliant Behemoth, which may well be the end of me. Oh man, and I got the Ifrit's Horn. Let's see. Chance to fire a flaming wave. I've never gotten this item before. So yeah, I unlocked something in my item log. So if nothing else, that is good for my overall progress. Alright, and you'll notice I've got Blighted Clayman showing up in my boss bar. That's what I was talking about with the quote-unquote boss version of enemies. They spawn pretty rarely. I think they have to have, the director has to have like 10 cards and the enemy's champion cost in order to spawn one of those, but they're very dangerous. They're invisible, and I'm actually going to probably... Yeah, I'm not using my combo at all. I'm probably going to use the stopwatch to take that guy out, because he's really dangerous. So yeah, my gold use... Oh, no, I'm going to use a stopwatch right here because I almost got myself killed. And I'm going to wait up here and run. Okay. Not too proud of what happened there. But I took most of those guys out. Wait for my health to recharge a little bit. Eviscerate. Oh! Bad. Alright, here we go. Take that guy up there so that he doesn't cause trouble for me later. And a missile champion. Also fun. Let's see, is the Phantasm up here? No. No. Alright, run like you mean it. There we go. Take you out. There we go. 2 more enemies. One of those is that Blighted. And this... Oh, wow. I wasn't actually thinking I would get anything from that. And it actually took out the Blighted Champion for me. Wonderful. So I'm gonna get these items. Excellent. Another rare. Permafrost freezes enemies on hit sometimes. Considering I'm doing 2 hits every time I hit V, No, not 2 hits. I'm doing 2 hits every time I hit X, 6 hits every time I hit B, and not worth it. Sorry. Has a chance to damage me as well as enemies, so probably not good for a glass run, I would say. So I'm gonna come down here, risk a little bit more of my time. Soldier Syringe, not bad. Increased attack speed. Alright, I wonder, does that pause the... Yes, it does. Excellent. So that pauses the difficulty timer as well. So yeah, stopwatch is a pretty good item to have around. I'm glad I stuck with it. Let's try to get up here in a decent amount of time. So I might go to that level and farm up some extra health, since that's a semi... You know what, I'm gonna go over here actually. I lied. That's a semi-high level play, I would say. I'm using these words even though I know I'm not at all the authority on Risk of Rain. I'm trying to remember the name of the guy who actually I would call an authority on this game. Man, if I could remember his name, I swear. He's terrifyingly good. And another use item. That one's pretty good, but I think actually the offensive uses of the stopwatch are a little bit better. Can I get in here? Aw, man. Don't tell me I forgot how to use this place. Ah, I totally did. Wow. That's impressive. Yeah, so that would take me to Boar Beach, which is a reference to Maple Story. Pretty useful sometimes. Farm up some experience. A couple of good items. And in my case, with that infusion, some health. Hive Cluster is actually the ideal level now that I think about it. So in this series of levels, we've got a Hive Cluster, which has a chance to spawn a boar enemy. I forgot I got Charge Field. Excellent. That's great. That damage is not. But Charge Field generates a basically area of effect, and nothing good that I want right now. Area of effect around you, and as you get more kills, it increases in usefulness. So you'll notice my ring around me is a little bit bigger this time. It's because I killed a bunch of those guys all at once. And this guy, he accounts for about 5 kills, and I am a dumbass. Also got Sprouting Egg at some point. Grabbing too many items too fast for my own good. Leeching Seed. Health on damage. Very good. Very, very good. Anything that increases my survivability at this point is basically top priority. And there's the teleporter. Kinda glad I fell. Could have wasted some time up there. Oh, he is scary. Not really. He's actually one of the weaker bosses I could have fought here. Ah, Tesla Coil. Beautiful. But yeah. Actually one of the weaker enemies I could have fought on this level. As you can see, I'm just doing all kinds of craziness here. But I'm glad I did get the boss taken out pretty quickly, because that's one less thing to worry about. Yeah, one less problem without you. Boom. So, fun fact, those little flying dudes that I get surrounded by in these levels are actually evolved versions of the little lizard people that I was fighting earlier. Which are known as Lemurians. So these guys, consequently, are evolved Lemurians. Now, I'm wondering, where are all my items in here? Because I feel like there should be more chests. Take you out. Alright, so 40 seconds left on the clock, and it's a chance chest, essentially. It's kind of like roulette, except if you stop it fast enough... Oh, okay. If you stop it fast enough, or if your reflexes are good enough, you can actually pick your item. So you may have noticed it went between some common items and some rarer items. And the one that I got isn't that bad. It's not that great either. Oh man. I'm just gonna pretend like I meant to do that and stay down here for a second. I'm down to remaining enemies, so this time if I don't get across there, it'll not only be a shameful thing on my entire family, but it'll be a supreme waste of time on top of all that. So someone up here, yep, it is a champion path. And I jumped right off. I was just trying to get away from it. You know what, I'm gonna hit the stopwatch, just so my difficulty doesn't increase too much. And to give me a little bit of time to screw up and not feel terrible about it. Alright, back on the clock. Let's try to get across here without screwing it up. Oh, there was a shrine up there. You know what? Not worth it. I am making an executive decision. That was probably not worth my time. I will jump up here and grab this, because I'm already on ICU, which is getting close to the top. Oh, chance to knock enemies backwards. Hopefully that's not only on my basic attack. That would be kind of detrimental. Alright, let's go down. Hey, little guy. Could have taken you out earlier, but I guess I had pity on you or something. Alright, next level, what is it? Oh! Huh. Already on Temple of the Elders, and also I'm coming for you difficulty. Could have activated that for one more kill. I don't know, 1 HP could have been worth it, but... Alright, so this is the next to last level, and this is the first level that I can start looping on, and I need to make a decision on whether or not that'll be worth it. Because on one hand, my difficulty can't increase too much more than it already is, like where it's at. On the other, I will start building up HP. Oh. Permafrost and Thallium activating on him. But yeah, I get more HP for the kills that I rack up. These guys can be a pain in the ass sometimes. Now, on this level, there is a golden chest on the top. Now, I could save up, like, 40,000 gold, I think it is, to get into it. That or 4,000 gold, maybe. I could save that up, or just bide my time on this level until I get that much. But, I think I'm just going to open chests for probably weaker payouts. Oh, 50% HP. Eh. Hey, here we go. 2 tasers. Stun on hit, not too wonderful, but you can see its effect right there. And since I have 2 of them, that's more of a chance for it to happen. Just trying to open that container, sir. Excuse me. There we go. So, yep, it's the open temple. So I can come out the bottom and all the way around, and I need to, in fact, now that I think about it. Because that's probably where my teleporter is. Now, if my teleporter is way up... Oh, shouldn't have done it, shouldn't have done it, shouldn't have done it, not worth, not worth. Keep going. Also not worth it. Probably kind of worth it, in a way. Not at all worth it. more gold, but I don't want gold right now. There's my teleporter. I don't know what I want here. What boss, what boss, what boss? Doesn't matter, I can take him out with the time. Oh. Actually, oh, I'm sorry, Toxic Beast. I can use you to min-max. And in fact, I think I will. As you can see there, not a difficult boss. It spawns enemies, which I can take out to farm up some health. Which is totally viable and not cheating at all. Another Will-O-the-Wisp. Wonderful. I was just thinking I didn't have enough exploding enemies. Actually, I didn't have Will-O-the-Wisp at all. That was on last. Oh, I forgot every time. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. So every time I open one of these things, it's actually dealing damage to the big girl over there because of that item I was talking about earlier. So she's probably going to die here. Yeah, she died. So, there goes my item farm. So, not my item farm, my health farm. What was I thinking? I know what I'm thinking now. What I'm thinking now is I'm going to go through a couple of other levels. So at this point, this is the next to the last level, and I can start looping back to previous levels that we've either already seen or that are part of the level group that we're currently in. Snake Eyes is decent if I fail some shrines. But I think what I'll do is I'll loop through 2 of the previous levels, and then before I get a chance to spawn this really awful enemy for melee builds, I'm just going to go ahead and quit. And how did you land perfectly on there? Okay. Well, that basically served as a teleport back here. It means, excuse me, I had tacos earlier and they're not agreeing with me. But yeah, so what that means is I can pick up any of the chests that I missed. Which may have been a number up to and including 0. Which that's looking to be how it is. So yeah, I was really lucky that Infusion just happened to be the first item that I picked up in this entire run. Because that's the thing that basically made it a done deal. Now, let's see if I can hit my skill fast enough to kill this guy on the way down. Because I know exactly where he is now. Got him. I could go get an artifact over there, which if I do more Risk of Rain videos in the future, I'm going to, thinking about doing like a series on how to unlock your artifacts. I'm sure it's already been done before, but I don't know. I always used, whenever I was unlocking the ones that I have, I always used the wiki, and sometimes it's a little unclear on how you get to them, so might as well make a video. Yeah, revisit previous levels here. Might as well make a video on how to do it. Now, depending on how long... Oh, just back in Desolate Forest. Oh well. Depending on how long this runs, might have to do some editing. But yeah, right now I'm just farming up health and items, both of which will help me whenever I get to the last level. So I didn't mention this, but you may have noticed, but you may not have noticed, considering how much I've been talking over this video. I don't know, this game has really good atmosphere. Like, the music's really nice, kind of leads you into the game, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so sorry about that. One of my dogs recently got hurt and I had to take care of that. So yeah, higher difficulty higher difficulty levels and bosses start spawning alongside regular enemies. So that's a treat. Not actually that bad because the Stone Guardian Colossus. He's a pretty easy boss to take out. I would like to come up here for that, but I don't... Ah, perfect! Wonderful excuse. I think I can just... Oh, man. Man, if Stopwatch wasn't so good, I would love to take that. That's another one of those boss items. It's basically seeking missiles that do a ridiculous amount of damage. And I love the item I just picked up. That right there... Should be killing these guys. What the hell? Anyway, I pick that up for some extra damage. So yeah, homing missiles, essentially. Pardon me, I'm all kinds of all over the place tonight. Homing missiles that do basically too much damage for their own good. And I think it's got a pretty low recharge. Now that I think about it. Alright, I'm just gonna kill this golem. Take out these guys. I basically popped that stopwatch for no reason now that I think about it. I guess my excuse is that I was saving my ass a little bit, because I probably would have taken damage without, or with how much I'm... Oh man, and the bladed. Alright, let's try to... Shackles, good enough. And there's my teleporter. Ooh, go ahead and activate that. Smart shopper for even more gold. And 2 of these guys. Not too bad. Not too bad. As you can see, I'm doing a fair chunk of damage to them. And I will let my cooldown expire. Take him out. They're about to cause some damage to me. Got those homing attacks. Just a second. Never mind. Thought I was gonna have to leave. There's another 56 leaf clover. That's even more chance for an item drop from elite enemies. Alright, guess I'm gonna take on this blighted now. There we go. At this point, you're seeing the ridiculousness of Charge Field Generator. Chain up enough kills and it basically stretches off of the screen and the entire level is your oyster. Oyster? Oyster. Oyster doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I guess it's a regional pronunciation quirk. There we go. Can't get up there because I forgot the jump pads don't actually work for you. There we go. Down to the remaining enemies. Good to know. And there's all 3 of them actually. Now, this might be the ultimate hubris, but I think I'm just going to go to the last level. 600 HP isn't exactly... I wouldn't say a really comfortable place to be for taking on Providence, which is the final boss, but might be able to swing it. Press that down, grab that. Grab these, like that. Free item basically. not an amazing one, but it's more HP. It seems like difficulty can't go up any higher. Can it? I think it's I see you, I'm coming for you, ha ha ha. So I think it's maxed out right now. Which would be really helpful. That means I don't have to worry about it anymore. There's that. Hit those guys. War Banner, not good. But it was basically free because I've got too much money. And those guys didn't stand a chance. So I'll take it. That didn't infoot. That spike strips again. Two. It's actually a different run, so I don't have 2 spike strips. Okay. I've made an executive decision. I'm not going to take on Providence quite yet. I am going to go through one more level. Could it be Field of Sprites, or it could be Fungal Caverns, I think it's called. I don't know. I want to say one of those. Give me just a second. Alright. No messages? I'm good. So yeah, kind of hoping it's Field of Sprites, just because, I don't know, something about that level I like. Fungal Caverns, it's big, but it's also got some tight corridors to it. A little bit dangerous. So yeah, there's the War Banner effect. That tiny little area. Damn caverns, of course. Okay. Well, time to put my money where my mouth is. There's the teleporter. Wow. I don't even need to worry about it. Alright, tough times. Excellent drop. Kill you. Hit the teleporter, and immediately I'm going to run across the bottom. Because that's where I am most likely overloading Magmor. Oh, Jesus. Oh! That is frustrating, but that was a really cool run. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. That was probably the best run I've had on camera to date. So I'm actually pretty proud of my performance there. And it was satisfying. Let's see what I unlocked here. Yep. Here we go. Field found. 8% chance to incinerate enemies for 220% damage. That's really good. That probably helped me out a lot. So, for anyone who tuned in, thanks for watching. Glad I could be of entertainment.